Right then, weeks like these where being a United fan is depressing. You really don't know how bad it's going to get, how bad it could get, or even if you've actually reached rock bottom just yet whatsoever. As a fan base, it feels like we're in panic mode. And I think we are this close to pushing the red button and starting all over again with a new project. We have new ownership in INEOS, and they are about to show, I hope, their quality in a big way over the coming weeks as they start to get their fingers into the recruitment pie, which obviously is one of the most critical things to get right as a football club. And there are probably an infinite number of variables that need changing at the club. So here's what I think INEOS need to change first and foremost about the club. Right, lads, gather around. You have heard me banging on about Manscaped for ages, mainly discussing the virtues of a well-trimmed ball bag. But today we're going to move a little bit north, and something that you might have actually seen, my beard. Manscaped isn't just a master of below-the-belt grooming. They have conquered beard territory too. And I know this is groundbreaking news. Let's delve into the details. Now, we are all well acquainted with Manscaped's brilliance for the downstairs department. They've been many a saviour of many a date night and many a ball bag. And you know the Lawnmower 4.0 by now. I'm not going to tell you about any of the features for it, because if you don't know them, then you're never going to know them, right? It's a certified hero for the nether regions. But they're here for the beards now as well, and they've got the beard hedger. It is a cordless miracle worker that is both tough and gentle. It takes down facial forests in a single stroke. It's got 20 different lengths of settings. It gives you the power to totally customize your beard without cluttering up the bathroom and having a million different attachments. Now, they've also got another member of the band, and it's the Handyman. That is a dual-sided foil razor that has got your back, whether it's your face, whether you're going clean shaven or just tidying up a little bit around the neck. It is the epitome of comfort in the shaving world, and it's got a seamless and nick-free experience. So listen, if you want to give your beard the VIP treatment that it absolutely deserves, get over to manscaped.com, use a special code Howson. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. And while you're grooming the jewels, let's not neglect the crown. With Manscaped, who said beauty had to be a pain? Let's keep it neat and tidy, top to bottom. Firstly, it's the culture. The culture at Manchester United has left us without a Premier League for 11 years, and change is needed. Now, some of that culture came or arrived in the vacuum that was left by Sir Alex Ferguson and the vacuum that was left by David Gill. And it was replaced, obviously, with a plethora of managers and a couple of CEOs. Now, INEOS, at the moment, have looked the part. The proof will be in the pudding, but they've looked the part. Their contribution to United so far seems to be promising. Again, the proof is in the pudding. But they're making what appear to be very astute strategic decisions, getting in very experienced people. That best-in-class kind of phrase that gets bandied about quite a lot seems to be at the forefront of our recruitment. And when you look at, and that's just in terms of the boardroom staff that we've seen. When you look at how things were done under Woodward, it was very much internal appointments. United didn't really appoint people from outside the family, if you like. And that led to a lot of mistakes. I would also say player power is a big part of the culture that exists at United, and that's been the case since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Players having a level of say is important. I definitely believe in that. But giving them genuine power is dangerous. And we've seen that in its worst possible form. That doesn't feel like a manager thing. That doesn't appear like Ten Hag wants there to be player power. But when the leaks start coming and players are grumbling, literally every single manager that we've had post Sir Alex Ferguson, there's been leaks and rumbles. The players don't like training. The players don't think this coach is a very good coach, which was said about Kieran McKenna. The players don't like, Louis van Gaal installed floodlights so he could train after 4 p.m. And the players were like, I don't really like that too much. And Louis van Gaal literally said, there isn't a training culture at Manchester United. And included in culture is that the will to win, the desire to win, I'll do whatever it takes. And the club's suffering from its own success a little bit. players see United as a bit of a payday. Some see it as the top of the mountain. Some see being picked for Manchester United as arriving. Whereas when you look at players that we signed in the past, even for big money, from the likes of Roy Keane to Wayne Rooney to Rio and Vidic and Cristiano Ronaldo and other players that we've seen come to Old Trafford, Dwight York, Andy Cole, and latterly the likes of Carrick and Berbatov, they see coming to Manchester United as an opportunity to win things. They don't see coming to Manchester United as the destination. They see Manchester United as the vehicle that can allow them to win the lot. And that's a very important distinction. You have to be the vehicle, not the destination. If you're the destination, the temptation to put the slippers on, enjoy the destination, enjoy the scenery, not help galvanize that vehicle into delivering the trophies, because the trophies is what should be driving your career as a footballer. And winning here, not only is it not a guarantee anymore, it might not even be a possibility anymore. Players are having careers at Manchester United. Juan Mata, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. They're coming and having pretty decent careers, decent length of time, and they're not seeing titles in their careers at Manchester United. That was unheard of for the last 20 years. We need to make sure that players are coming here for the right reasons. They need to understand the state the club is in, the expectations of where the club needs to be, and that they're prepared to dig in and give their all. We're not signing Casemiro's anymore. There's something in, can't remember who said it, Jose said something about it, but there's a handful of managers that have said something, Ralph Rangnick, another one, about sign hungry players, first and second contract, second and third contract players, not after a 35-year-old guy that's won it all got, what is it, no adversity in silk pajamas. There's something in that hunger, I think, finding players that haven't won anything, that are capable of winning stuff and getting them to the mountaintop. Roy Keane hadn't won anything. Was he not a winner when we signed him? It was in his bones. Fitness. Now, I don't think it's any coincidence that we're seeing so many injuries for whatever reason. The squad needs to change if you're going to maintain the physical fitness throughout the season. We knew Ten Hag was going to come in and work them hard. We did see issues like this when Klopp first went to Liverpool, less so when Pep went to City because they had two squads. But you've seen like the collapse at the likes of Leeds under Bielsa and stuff. When you're trying to raise the intensity, the risk of injuries does seem to increase as well. And we have seen countless injuries, countless centre-back partnerships this season, countless back fours, and I can't even count them anymore. Hence why they're countless. And that's not helping the consistency. Someone or something needs to be held accountable for the number of injuries we've had this year. You can be unlucky, but you can't just accept unlucky when you're dealing with somewhere in the region of hundreds of millions of pounds worth of assets just being unavailable. You can't, as a business, just write that down to, well, I was unlucky, wasn't it? Can't work like that. It's too much reliant on this. It's too serious for us to just go, well, that was pretty unlucky. Like it's fucking magic. It's not magic. It's a science. So do the fucking science on it. What are our sports scientists doing? What are our fitness guys doing? If there are players that are coming back from injury too fucking quick, do your fucking job and protect the player from himself and the coaching staff. Listen, it's all well and good saying that this guy's available for fucking selection if you select him and he gets injured because actually, no, he wasn't quite fully fit. No, be more vigorous in your fitness testing and signing off. No, I'm not happy for him to go back into first team training. He still needs another week on the pitch. Once he's done X, Y, and Z and can complete X, Y, and Z runs and recover the next day, then I will sign him off as fit. Until then, take a fucking seat. That's how strict our medical staff need to be, because the opposite or the other alternative is that you just fucking have this freewheeling. This is what it appears to be. I don't know if this is actually the case. I am not privy to what's going on at Carrington. But if I told you they were fucking each other up with maces, you'd believe me. You wouldn't get any less injured than you are now. It seems like they're just going, yeah, he can run again, play him. What happened to a good couple of weeks of dipping them in and out of the team, 15 minutes in a behind closed door game. All right, cool, go and do 10K, see how you do after that. How do you feel after that? All right, yeah, okay, put him through an agility test. How's it feel? Does it feel like be more fucking vigorous with what we got to do before we let them, or go and get the number of the geezer that City are sending people to in Barcelona, because that seems to be pretty fucking effective. Can we not find our own fella in Barcelona? Thirdly, the project. Another thing that we all left scratching our heads about is the project that we're trying to build. Jokes were that we're just buying some of Erik Ten Hag's mates at the start of his reign, and I've said Ten Hag's recruitment policy is people he's got the fucking phone number of. Unfortunately, that's probably more true than we all want it to be. And it's not been that funny as a joke. Our recruitment has to be better than people Ten Hag's fucking got the WhatsApp numbers of. There has to be a defined project. Under INEOS, no more flip-flopping. And I don't just mean about signings, but I'm talking about managers. You can't go from one style of a manager to another style of a manager because the players that you signed for the last manager are now not fit for purpose for the manager that you've got at the moment. You have a clearly defined way of playing, and then you find managers that are like a 90-95% fit for the squad that you already have and the style that you already play, and you keep going in that vein. And when a manager has passed his sell-by date, you bring another manager in that already likes to play with the makeup of what the squad is. You don't go from fucking Tony Pulis to Pep Guardiola and then wonder why you got to sell all your fucking players. Now, that's an exaggeration, but that's kind of been what's fucking happening. And on top of that, we have a negotiation team that couldn't get you fucking 2 for 1 on Tuesdays at Domino's. Like, United know the value of players, buying and selling, and then we consistently miss the valuations. We overpay and we undersell. It's impressively shit. And now, because of that, we find ourselves with FFP breathing down our necks because we've been mismanaged for 10 years. And people say, oh, United have spent $1 billion. Where? Where is the $1 billion that we've spent? Where is it? Because I do not see any level of value for money in Manchester United signings. Bruno Fernandes aside, and maybe Lisandro Martinez. Everybody else, we got our arses handed to us. Everybody else. So let's have some direction on the project. Let's make a decision. If it's clear Ten Hag is the man for the job, back him. If not, why are we waiting? Clear it out. Fucking identify the next manager and start finding out what he wants. There should be motions being put in place for a new plan to be drawn up. There should be a live list of the next fucking manager at Manchester United. And there should be a shortlist on there, 3, 4, 5 fellas or ladies, and identify what we are looking for. And then on the sly, interview them. Because do you know what? This shit's happening anyway. This shit's happening anyway. People are interviewing for jobs. Jose Mourinho, I think while he was at Chelsea, was interviewing for the Barcelona job, giving a presentation on what he would do with Barcelona. Now, he didn't get the job because Pep got the job. But I think that they was interviewing him while he was still Chelsea boss. Otherwise, it was quite shortly after he'd been fired or mutually decided to leave at Chelsea. Managers are presenting all the fucking time. Go and meet them in a fucking hotel somewhere, off the beaten track, have a little sit down with them, tell them that they're on a shortlist, and we'd like to know what you would be considering doing if you was Manchester United manager, please. Listen to their presentation, thank them for their time, have a discussion over it over a coffee and a fucking chocolate eclair, and then have a live list of your ranking of who the next manager is going to be. And then one of your managers gets taken by another big club, well, he's off your fucking shortlist, isn't he? One of the managers gets a new contract at the club that he's at. Okay, that probably takes him off our list, or at least maybe moves him down the pecking order in our list. But what you don't want to do is be in a position where you have to fire a manager and then you go, right then, let me get on Google and find out who's available. That's not good enough. You want to identify them in advance, so the second that your current manager is past his sell-by date, you already know. You pick the phone up and you go, no, De Zerbi. Okay, time's time. You still interested in that job at United? Yep. Well, you better get your ass over to fucking Carrington then, because you're the new manager. See in a bit. You know, or whoever it is. Tommy Tickles, Xabi Alonso, whoever it is. Have them available. Have them pre-screened. So listen, obviously we're not looking right now, but if it came in the next 12 months, would you be interested? Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? You can't just have one of those things happen. All those things need to happen at the same time. And actually, probably an unlimited number of other things also have to happen at the same time. And it's getting boring saying this. Manchester United are broken. Crystal Palace weren't the first side to expose that to the world. Is it going to be Ten Hag that gets to lead this project into the INEOS era? I don't know. But if it is, INEOS are going to have to get to work with a quickness before the rot sets in. Let me know your thoughts. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.